And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the seven seals thereof. We know, brothers and sisters, good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. We know that we were under a strong delusion. We cannot deny that fact, that we were deceived. And so the Lord wants to edify the church with the truth. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. This is Mystery Babylon, brothers and sisters, of Revelation chapter 17 that you're about to see. And they were according to the scriptures, they were the mighty men, the merchant men, the men of renown, if that rings a bell, for those of you who are well studied in the scriptures. These are the Epistle of Jude's men who people, because of advantage, they have an appearance, and that people judge by their appearance. They have advantage because they work for the dragon, and they are given their seat and authority. So we heard this coexist thing come out in 2014, 15, 16. This coexist because an equality came out. Why was this? It says in the scriptures, every knee shall bow and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of the Father, of God the Father, in Philippians 2:9. There is only one God, and only one God to be worshipped. And as saints, we're to tell people the good news of Jesus Christ. That's the Great Commission that he gave us. But there has been liars and deceivers who have been keeping us from our mission of bringing the good news to the world. As saints, we are grafted into Israel, and Israel is given that task to go out and bring the word to the world. But counterfeit Christs have come in, lying and deceivers, to keep us from that truth. They've infiltrated the churches, wolves in sheep's clothing, tares amongst the wheat, and they have given doctrines of demons and made the gospel, the scriptures, of none effect. And so people don't know the truth. And they instead believe a lie, or they are not sure of their faith or their salvation because they make them confused. Now, in 2015-16, we saw these two march around in the United States and all over the world. They came in peaceably. Obama got a peace award. This was the same year of something that happened, brothers and sisters, 2015, 2016. Let's show you what happened. In 2015, 2016, a big gate was open. The Antichrist gate was opened, 2016. From 1776 all the way up to 2015, 2016, whenever all those wars broke out and Syria was a mess and the Arab Spring happened, a gate was opened. A gate, and we felt the darkness. There was darkness that came into the world. People started going crazy. Floods, there was a drought. Remember, there was a drought. Floods, fires, all sorts of distress of the nations, as the scriptures say. They opened this gate, and we said, the scriptures say, and they had a key to the bottomless pit, and it was opened. There you go, brothers and sisters. The gates of hell are spread all over the earth. We've got a Golden Gate. We've got Hoover Dam is a gate. Las Vegas is right there. So there's gates for these spirits to come through. But Jesus said the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. But what is this gate really? Well, these men that you saw the black and white witchcraft right there, the good and the evil, the black and white, the light and dark. That's their God, which is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They worship that. And Jesus said, if you eat of that tree, you'll surely die, right? So the Egyptian's Pharaoh had a serpent on his head, all right? And the sun has a serpent coming out of it. So in the Catholic Church, you see IHS, but that's really Isis, Horus, and Set. And that is the synagogue of Satan, brothers and sisters. The Jesuits, the Jesuit order, I'm going to have to find it, runs NASA. They are witches, sorcerers, kings of the earth, mighty men, as it says in the book of Revelation. Sorcerers, they do witchcraft on your brain. So in 2016, this whole thing happened, this opening of the gate. And Masons have a Lucifer's eye, which is Satan's eye. It's the light that leads to darkness. They had opened the gate and started the New World Order. They called it the Golden Age of Enlightenment, that everyone would be enlightened. But most of the people that are coming on are saying they opened their third eye and it was not light at all. So literally, if you look at this, it's like an ear. So everyone has a gate. Everybody apparently has a gate, like a Stargate. In Psalm 24, it talks about the gate, the everlasting gates, and Jesus has to come into that gate, not Lucifer, not the light bearer. He's the light bearer, he's not the light. So what happened is a lot of people, and the Masons have been doing it for a long time, and all of their deeds are ungodly. So they aren't getting light, they're getting darkness, because they may think that they see light and it may be pretty, but what's really happening is their deeds, the deeds that they do are darkness. Everything that the Masons do have been wicked, killing the native Indians, stealing their land, and destroying the land. These people apparently had Gnostic, they were Gnostics. So I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker because my space is low. But anyway, so that's the synagogue of Satan, the gate that was opened. And in 2016, we saw, or earlier, we saw Stronger Together with Clinton. We see the Pope saying together. Well, look at the word together. To get her, to get the bride of Christ, brothers and sisters. The church, God's church, Israel. So we see towers going in. They're signaling a message to their people that the time has come, that they will bring down those towers and exalt their One World Freedom Tower, which Obama and Trump were a part of. And if you see, it's a big antenna, just like many of the buildings that we see have antennas. This is to get on the brains of people. Look at that city. That's Babylon, brothers and sisters. That's confusion. That's what they do. They seed confusion. And they come in and they say, they do chaos, and then they think that they're getting order out of chaos, which the only order they're getting is control over our minds. So if you look at this antenna on the One World Freedom Tower, it's an antenna in the brain. That's their goal, right? And so Obama signed on that Freedom Tower, we remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger. The number of the beast is 666. Nimrod and the Tower of Babel. The Antichrist, brothers and sisters. And in 2015, 2016, what did Obama do? He opened the Brain Initiative program in the White House. The Brain Initiative program is a way to get into your brains. They call it innovative and research technology to help people. They come in peaceably, but it destroys God's creation. They really are coming in to destroy God's creation. And Trump, the Clintons, Bushes, all of them are Masons, Jesuits, and Shriners. Even Obama was a Jesuit. And I'm going to show you. He was a graduate from a Jesuit school, just like the Pope and all the rest of the Masons. Here you are. There is your Jesuit there. Jesuit graduate. Planted, planned. And whenever those things came in, we don't know what happened. There is with the cardinal. These are wicked men. These are Masons. These are the kings of the earth, the mighty men, the merchant men who do things in secret and then in public. They have good PR. So they're mocking us and laughing at us, and they call us fools, brothers and sisters. We are called fools in their secret places. They think it's funny. They think it's funny they're fooling us, but there's a scripture about that. There's a scripture about those who say that that call other people fools. Okay, so they have infiltrated the churches, they've infiltrated education, they've infiltrated government, they've infiltrated everything. And they've been here for a while, planning their plan of bringing in their Antichrist. So if you look, Trump, they're Roman Catholic, Jesuit. They're all Jesuits. He's a Shriner, Jesuit Mason, so is she. And if you look at on the mantle of the White House, it's a apron, a Masonic apron. Trump's towers, Nimrod and the Tower of Babel, is shaped in a way of like an arrow or a sword, because they are planning wickedness against the Church of God. But they will not get their plans. So if you look, these are cardinals or bishops, and these are Muslims. They all do the same thing, just at rock concerts too. Something gets in the body of people, and even Bush. This is Bush. He was a Catholic. Most of Elvis was a Jesuit Mason Catholic. Many of the churches have been infiltrated by wolves in sheep's clothing, who are CIA agents, because they use the mind. They use our mind, and they sit in the third temple, those who believe on Jesus Christ. They get in our mind and our thoughts. So the Antichrist has been sitting in the temple, and in 2015-16, the Antichrist, through the airwaves, started getting into the temple of God, the third temple that was built by the final temple, Jesus Christ. And so you see, they believe in the right eye, left eye paradigm and all that, which is not Christian at all. It's the light that leads to darkness, brothers and sisters, and you find it everywhere. They use the Hegelian dialectic. All praise, honor, and glory to Jesus Christ. And the NASA, all of the NASA people are Jesuits. This is Revelation chapter 17, Mystery Babylon, brothers and sisters. I'm going to have to stop this one and go on to